with Movie Gaming TV. I'm here to bring you the third installment of this already, and we're only a weekend, but I think I've finally gotten to the bottom of the best camera settings that you can use and the best gameplay settings and interfaces that you can use. And there's a couple things I'm going to do in this video. First of all, I'm going to show you the settings that I use, and I'm also going to show you first here the settings that the pro players use, like the best players in this game. Here's what they use if you want to practice it. And if you're more of a novice player, if you're more of like, I'm not, there's like, alright, there's a level of players where I'm at, probably around here, like an A level. And then there's a level of players that are a B to a C level, and then there's a level of players that just got the game that are at a D and F level, and then all the way back up here, there's like an A plus pro player level. Okay, so I'll show you the pro player level settings that they use at A plus. I'm going to show you like mine that I use at like an A. I can also show you the C to D level, and then I can also show you the settings you should probably use if you just got the game. Okay. Let's start with the pro. Let's start with the pro level settings. Like this is what all the pros are using in this game, and I consider them like Cardinal Bird 5. You see MLB The Show tips talking about all the time. I consider this Pitching Rebel, who I played against, unbelievable player this game. These are the settings that he uses. Uh, uh, Big and Small Shake. I'd almost guarantee you these are what he's using, and I'll show you the spin on them that I use, and then I will also show you like a beginner setup. But I think you could use mine that I use and kind of get that flow going. Hitting difficulty, don't worry about it. Put it on dynamic, put it on rookie if you're playing Road to the Show, because I'm sure you get the same amount of stubs regardless of the difficulty. But for an interface, you want to have zone. You definitely want to have zone, and let's talk about the pro level. The pros will definitely have zone, no doubt about it. They won't be using directional or pure analog. They'll be using zone. And they'll also be using buttons. The flick, it doesn't matter because you're not using analog. The plate coverage indicator will definitely be on. The PCI will be wedge, and the camera shift. It's kind of like the analog type. It doesn't matter if you're not using directional. Now, the hitting view that they use is not show 15. They use strike zone, and it's very zoomed in. It's right on the strike zone. It's zoomed in, so the PCI dot is a lot bigger, and they really like. I think it just makes it simplified. Like you got a much bigger dot. You're not moving the PCI that far, but you really can't see your player. That's why I don't like it. But they do use that because, like, let's say if you're going to low and inside with a fastball over and over and over again, they're going to be able to move a really big dot over to that and then hit that area and make you pay for not switching eye level on your pitches and switching to different pitches. So they use the strike zone hitting view, okay? But if you're more like me, you're not quite the A plus, but you're like an A, I would recommend show 15, especially if you played last year's game. I really like it. I like to see the guys like actual swing to help my timing. Like they almost have like their swings memorized or something when they're using strike zone. So I like show 15. The other ones that are good are zoom, offset zoom, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, fisheye is the default, so I recommend show 15 for that. Now let's get to the players that. This will be able to kind of tie everything up, okay, from the other videos. Now, let's say you're a beginner and you just started playing, and you're not comfortable with the zone. You need to learn swings. Go with directional, okay? Directional is going to punish you less for not moving the PCI to the right spot and not having pitch recognition, all that kind of stuff. Like directional, all you have to do is hit X, and if it's kind of inside, you can hit left, and if it's outside, you can hit right on the stick. If it's up, hit up. If it's down, hit down. But it's not that specific. But if you really want to, if you're new also and you just want to start practicing, go to zone. But I'd probably recommend directional show 15 for a new player. All right, so the next thing that we can do is go over to pitching, and here's how the pros play. None of the pros play on the meter. The reason the pros don't play on the meter, and if you look at the Conquest video I just put out, I talk about a lot of this stuff, and that's why I decided I have to go back and make another one of these videos. But the reason that the pros don't play on the meter is because this year the meter is a lot. How should I put this? Like, the meter, if you don't get a perfect release on the meter, if you don't hit that yellow line that's on the meter and you're off like a little early, a little late, you pay for it a lot more. Okay, like, you need to be hitting the yellow line if you're using the meter, and I think it's harder to hit the yellow line for some reason this year, anyways, on the meter. So it's really, it's risk reward. Like, I beat one of the best players in the game at that A+ level with the meter, but after giving this pure analog a little bit of the try, and that's what the pros use, is pure analog mode. You pull down on the stick and then you go up to that center circle, and then you can go, if you go left of the circle at the top, you can throw left. If you go right of the circle at the top, you can go right. And if you want more in depth of what I'm talking about, you can just go to the practice mode and try out these different modes. I'm just kind of giving you the shortcut stuff of what to try without a visual. You can just pretty much look at me in the screen right now. But if I was doing this in practice, I could show you what I mean. But you hold down on the stick and then go back up. But it's pretty self-explanatory. But I would really recommend pure analog, because that's what the pros use. They're using pure analog. So the A+ level, they're going to be using pro analog. Now, if you're at that A level, I recommend you ditch the meter right now and go to pure analog. Because here's the thing about pure analog: is pure analog, it's more, if you're not perfectly in the little circle, it's still not going to hurt you as much. Like, if you're a little bit off on the meter, it is going to hurt you. If you're going low and outside, it's going to go low in the middle if you're off on the meter. This, if you're off just a little bit on the circle, it still will go low and outside. Does that make sense? Like, it's not going to punish you for not being perfect on the controls. So that's why I really recommend it. Now, if you're new to the game, maybe try out meter to get a feel for it. If you don't even know what I'm talking about with the yellow line, maybe start with the meter. But I'd almost really recommend everybody uses pure analog. Now, as far as the camera goes for the pros, again, the pros are using these two modes. They're using strike zone, and they're also using picture center. Okay, they're using those two camera views. Personally, I like outfield. This is my favorite camera view. So if you're at the A level, go with the outfield camera view. This is the one I used last year, and that's a big thing. It's a lot. Some of it's personal preference. That's why I'm giving you what the pros use, what I use, and personal preference. And if you're at C level, just got the game type of thing, I'd actually recommend, I'd say go with pure analog and outfield and just start practicing, quite honestly. With the fieldings, here's what the pros use. All the pros use button accuracy, and there's a little meter with red on both sides of it and then green, and if you get the green release, you're going to throw it good. But if you saw the Conquest video, I just had a lot of problems with that at the A level and not the A+ level. My guys are throwing it all over the place, and I never really run into that problem. I think I'm 20-10 in Diamond Dynasty, and I've not had that problem. So what I'm going to go back to is just buttons. Because under the button it just like loads up like how far you want or how fast you want to throw it, and that's really all I need. I think what the button accuracy will do is it'll load up how fast you want to throw it, and it'll also be like how pinpoint you want it. But I kind of think if you're at the A level and below and not the A+ Pro level, buttons is definitely the way to go. And also make your throwing difficulty rookie. Like, you can make it rookie in Diamond Dynasty, you can make it rookie when you're doing Hall of Fame veteran challenges. So make sure that it's on rookie. Don't play on a throwing difficulty that's harder than it needs to be for no reason. Like, it doesn't, maybe if you're a pure sim player and you want it to be more difficult, sure, go for it. Go play on a higher difficulty than that. But I would highly recommend switching that to rookie. Now, for throwing decisions, you want to make your own throwing decisions. Don't rely on the computer. Again, with the view of the defense, the camera of the defense, the pros play on the high level of the camera. It's way zoomed out. It's what the pros play on at the A plus level. What I like is actually at the A level, I like medium. I like medium because it's a little bit more zoomed in. As you can see, I can't always see that well. So I like the medium view. The pros play on the high view. And if you're at the C view or the C level, I would definitely recommend using the medium. Throw canceling. Now, this is really easy to perform, so you want to turn this on. All you have to do is, like, let's say there's a ground ball to the second baseman, and I want to pump fake it to first for some reason. All I would do is hit double tap of O, and he will do a pump fake. So it's very easy to do. I recommend you have it on. One button dive jump. Now I can see why you might be tempted to turn this on because it sounds like it's easier, but it is not, and it's not good. Definitely keep this off, and you will be able to jump up with R1 and dive with R2. And the reason you want this as R1 and R2 instead of making them both R2 is because there'll be situations where the game doesn't read right, that you want to dive or you want to jump. So you want those as their own individual button presses of R1 and R2. Now, all this stuff you can pretty much just leave as is, except for warm-up relievers. Warm-up relievers by default is on. You want to turn warm-up relievers off because there's no point to this. Like, it makes it more realistic, but it doesn't, because all you're doing is throwing the ball to the catcher with no batter, and no one really has time for that in a video game. I understand why it's in there, but I think that warm-up relievers, if you're watching a settings video, you want the best settings. I would turn it off. I turn it off. I'm sure pretty much all the pro players turn it off as well. And in any online game, you're not going to warm up your pitcher anyways. This would be only for offline games. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If this video helped you out, please drop a like. I know if you've been staying with the channel, you're like, wow, another camera settings gameplay video. I know, but the knowledge on this at this point is not going to change. I can go over what I use again. If you're looking to do what the pro players did, just go back in the video. But I'm going to put on my personal M9V13 movie gaming TV settings, and that will be zone, buttons, wedge, show 15 for the camera. Pure analog on the pitching, outfield view. And for throwing interface, buttons. Throwing difficulty, rookie, in play view, defense, medium. And warm up relievers off. So this video helped you guys. Please drop a like. It really helps me out. I'm a content creator trying to make this whole thing work. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe. More comments coming to you. I'm about to start recording another Conquest tips and gameplay video, because I know a lot of people want to do that, and that's probably the best way to make easy stubs and to get legend cards. So the hype is real for Conquest. I would go and start playing that, especially if you are not a pay-to-win player. Like, I bought my team for a good amount of coin. I spent a good amount of real money to build my team, but I realized that's really not the situation for a lot of you guys. You're picking up the game and you want to make it, but you still want to make like a good dominant team, and you don't have the money to spend, which is completely, at least the money to delegate in that direction. Like, you don't want to pay for that, and I understand that. So like, you want to be playing probably the Conquest to get legend cards and to get stubs. And so, yeah, I'm going to put out another Conquest video. And then I'll also have a series going on called 99 Overall Creative Player, and all Diamond cards, gameplay and tips. And that's pretty much me playing Diamond Dynasty head-to-head matchups, giving you tips, going against top type of players as we go along. I also react, like I'll be like, so there's some reaction as well. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that talk in the stream to me, and while I'm playing, I'll answer questions. We talk baseball, we talk whatever. It's a lot of fun, so check that out. And they're really long gameplays too. And if you don't make the stream, it's all right. It'll be on YouTube. You can flip around throughout the stream if you just want to watch the game. You can, zip around on there. I have some pack opening videos. I have a $100 pack opening if you like to watch people open packs. I have a couple of those videos. I have a video on how to get your guy to 99 quicker. And I know I'm kind of going on forever in this outro. I'm going to go start recording some of the Conquest gameplay and probably some of the uh, Diamond Dynasty head-to-head gameplay, episode 8. So, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.